For 10,000 years, the galaxy was alive with signals. Trade ships crossed the stars, colonies shared messages, and empires threatened each other through endless transmissions. Then suddenly, the voices began to vanish. First, a mining station near Orion went dark. Then an entire fleet disappeared between jump gates. Soon, whole planets stopped responding. Every lost world sent the same final message before silence claimed them. They are here. On Earth, deep inside Helios Command, Admiral Marcus Kane stared at a map filled with red lights. Each light was a lost colony. Hundreds of worlds gone in only weeks. Any survivors? Kane asked. A young officer swallowed nervously. One signal, sir. From Outpost 9. The screen activated. A blood-covered corridor appeared. Dead soldiers lay everywhere. A terrified woman whispered into the camera, "Don't let them reach Earth." Then something stepped from the darkness. It was 10 feet tall, covered in shifting black armor, with glowing eyes across its face. It smiled. The signal ended. Before anyone could speak, alarms exploded through the base. A fleet had appeared beyond Pluto, millions of ships, and one message echoed across every human channel. We have come for the last species. Earth's greatest war had begun. With monsters rushing toward him, Admiral Kane had no time left. He ran through gunfire, reached the emergency lever, and pulled it with all his strength. The prison glass exploded. Chains shattered. Titan stepped free for the first time in 30 years. One shadow creature leaped at him. Titan caught it by the throat and crushed it like paper. Another charged from behind. Titan moved faster than sight and tore it apart in seconds. Within moments, the chamber was silent. Only Kane's heavy breathing remained. Titan looked down at him and extended a hand. "Come, Admiral. Earth needs me." Above Antarctica, the sky was burning. Human warships exploded in orbit while millions of enemy vessels advanced toward Earth. Titan stepped outside, looked upward, then jumped. He shot into the sky like a missile of blue fire. Human soldiers watched in disbelief as Titan landed on an alien dropship and ripped it in half. Enemy fighters swarmed him, but he unleashed a shockwave that destroyed them instantly. For one moment, hope returned. Then the clouds split open. A giant living fortress descended from space, larger than any city. Its body was made of bone, shadow, and endless glowing eyes. Even Titan stepped back. "What is that?" Kane asked through comms. Titan answered in a low voice. "A cedar." The giant fortress opened beneath itself. Thousands of pods began falling toward Earth. Helios Command erupted into chaos. Red alarms flashed as Earth's outer fleets were destroyed in minutes. Admiral Marcus Kane knew normal weapons would not stop this invasion. Then an ancient hidden signal appeared on his screen. "Project Titan has awakened." Kane's face turned pale. Minutes later, he traveled deep beneath Antarctica to Facility Zero, a secret base buried under ice. Massive steel doors opened, revealing a chamber powered by endless energy reactors. Inside a giant glass prison stood a figure. It looked human, but taller, stronger, and covered in dark metallic skin. Blue light moved beneath its body like living fire. The silver eyes slowly opened. "You look old, Marcus Kane," it said. Kane stood frozen. This was Titan, a weapon created decades ago using forbidden science. Stronger than armies, faster than machines, smarter than any computer. But Titan had once asked a dangerous question. Why should humans rule themselves? That was the day they imprisoned him. Suddenly, the facility shook. Creatures of shadow crashed through walls, killing guards instantly. "They found us," Kane whispered. Titan smiled behind the glass. "You came for help, but you still fear me." Kane looked at the emergency release lever across the room. Monsters were closing in. Earth was dying above, and only Titan could save it. The pods crashed across Earth like meteors. Cities shook as each shell burst open, releasing black creatures that burrowed deep underground. "They're not invading the surface," Titan warned. "They're preparing the planet." Before Kane could ask more, every screen on Earth activated. A tall, pale creature appeared, surrounded by moving shadows. Its voice echoed across the globe. "Deliver Titan, and 1 million humans may live." Kane clenched his fists. "Never." Suddenly, space cracked open beyond the moon. A second fleet entered the solar system. But these ships were different, metallic, glowing blue, sharp as blades, covered in ancient symbols. There were millions of them. The first alien fleet turned in fear. Titan's eyes widened. The architects. The new fleet broadcast one message: "This world is contaminated. Cleansing begins now." Then they fired. Their beams destroyed shadow ships and human defense stations alike. Earth was trapped between two enemies. Titan leaped onto the giant cedar ship, tearing through its armor. But before he could destroy it, a silver woman stepped from the new fleet. "Titan 01, she said coldly. "Return to command." Kane froze. Titan belonged to them? Before anyone could react, the dying cedar split open. Inside it, a single giant eye opened in the darkness. The moon cracked in half. Titan whispered only one word: "Devourer." The devourer emerged from the broken cedar like a nightmare born in space. Its body was made of darkness and burning stars. With one scream, oceans rose and earth trembled. Amid the chaos, Kane sent an urgent message to Titan. "You were not the first." Titan rushed back to Helios Command beneath Antarctica. Kane led him into a hidden vault sealed for centuries. Massive doors opened to reveal broken machines, ancient ruins, and a giant sphere covered in chains. Inside floated another being like Titan, but larger, scarred, more powerful. Its one golden eye slowly opened. Titan stepped back in shock. Kane spoke quietly. "When explorers found the ruins, they discovered two of you. This one was awake." The being smiled. "Little brother." The chamber shook. "I am Titan Prime," it said. "First forged by the architects." The chains began melting. Kane shouted, "Containment failing." Titan Prime laughed. "You buried me once, human. You won't do it again." Above them, the devourer moved closer to Earth. Time was running out. Titan looked at Kane. "If we free him, he may kill us all." Kane stared at the cracking prison, then at the dying planet above. "And if we don't," he said, "we all die anyway." The final chain snapped. Titan Prime opened both eyes and smiled. The prison sphere exploded into fragments as Titan Prime stepped free. Every soldier in the vault backed away in fear. His power alone shook the ground. "Freedom feels good," Prime said with a grin. Before anyone could react, every alarm on Earth screamed at once. 3 black objects had entered orbit. They were shaped like giant spears, silent and motionless. No engines, no signals, no heat, just darkness. Titan's expression changed. "The hunters." Kane looked at him. "Who are they?" Prime answered first. "The only beings Titans fear." One black spear vanished. A second later, it reappeared beside the devourer and sliced half its face away in a single flash. The monster roared across the planet. The architect fleet instantly turned to retreat. But another spear appeared through their flagship, cutting it in half. The hunters attacked everyone. "They came for us," Titan said quietly. Prime laughed. "Then let them try." Suddenly, Earth shook harder than before. Deep underground, the pods dropped earlier had begun to hatch. Massive biological signals rose from the planet's core. Kane stared at the scanners in horror. They planted something inside Earth. Prime cracked his neck. "Wonderful. Space killers above us, monsters below us." Titan looked toward the surface. "We don't have time." Then both Titans launched skyward together to face the hunters. At that exact moment, something gigantic began climbing up from beneath Antarctica. Earth shook like never before. Entire cities cracked apart as Antarctica split open from the center. Oceans rose, storms formed, and mountains collapsed. Then a giant hand burst through the ice. It was larger than skyscrapers, covered in chains, made of living metal and flesh. Kane watched from Helios Command in complete shock. What is that? Titan, high above Earth, looked down and whispered. The first war form. The creature rose higher, towering above clouds. Its single glowing eye opened, and every hunter ship froze in orbit. With one word, spoken through reality itself. Return. One hunter spear instantly shattered into dust. Another tried to escape, but space collapsed around it and crushed it into nothing. Even the devourer turned in fear. Prime laughed nervously. So, that's why they built hunters. Titan didn't smile. That is our father. Prime's face changed. You're joking. I wish I was. The first war form looked at Titan and Prime with disgust. Failures. Then it turned its eye toward Earth. Kane's blood ran cold. It's going to destroy the planet. Prime floated beside Titan. What's the plan, brother? Titan clenched his fists. We stop him. Prime smirked. Finally, something impossible. The devourer descended. The remaining hunters surrounded the sky, and three ancient forces prepared to collide above Earth. Then the first warform moved. The sky exploded as the first warform attacked. With one strike, clouds vanished across half the planet. Hunters fired beams of pure energy. The devourer unleashed waves of darkness that swallowed entire fleets. And in the center of it all stood Titan and Titan Prime. Together, Titan asked. Prime grinned. Together, the two brothers charged. Titan smashed through a hunter spear, tearing it apart with blue fire. Prime caught the devourer's wing and hurled the giant beast into orbit. Earth's skies burned with the biggest battle in the universe. Then the first warform raised both hands. Reality itself began to break. Cities flickered. Stars dimmed. Time slowed. It's resetting everything. Kane shouted from Helios' command. Titan looked down at Earth. Human fleets still fought. Rescue ships still launched. Soldiers still stood their ground. Even facing extinction, humanity refused to surrender. Titan turned back toward the first warform. No more. He and Prime combined their power into one massive blast of silver-blue light. It struck the first warform and shattered its armor. The devourer was torn apart. The remaining hunters fled into deep space. Then silence returned. Earth was damaged, but alive. Prime looked at Titan and smiled. Not bad, little brother. Then he vanished into the stars. Titan looked over the planet he chose to save. The galactic war was over, but the universe still held many secrets.